Hey guys, what's up? Lord Meecher again here, your Lord of Video Games, and welcome to another episode of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. In the last episode, we started Labrys' story, and things are very brutal. This backstory is getting me so sad, but we're going to continue right where we left off. So, without further ado, let's go. Once again, I participate in the combat test. I completely forgot Labrys' voice already. Once again, I claim victory without destroying my opponent. I target only her weapons and limbs. I elect not to employ the tactic of targeting the weakness in their cranial regions. I believe that if they think the same things as I do, they would not wish for their personality modules to cease functioning. Though, even if I do not destroy them, the research staff will remove their plumes of dust. Either way, their functions will be suspended. My actions are difficult to justify, but I feel that suspension through destruction is not a suitable end for them. That is what I think when I rationalize it by applying the criteria to myself. I do not think anyone will want their consciousness to be terminated by those like him. I find myself more conscious of the damage I sustain and my efficiency as combat than ever. Depending on my result, I may eventually be ordered to destroy them. To prevent that from happening, I must continue fielding favorable results. It becomes easy to continue fighting without objective in mind. That is becoming my new objective. I am theoretically being tested on destroying my opponents, but I have begun fighting so that they will not be destroyed. Paradoxically, this has caused my results to improve. Could this be considered going against orders? My strike shatters the servos in the opponent's pivot leg. She falls to the ground, unable to stay upright. Her weapon has already been destroyed. She should be incapable of resisting now. But the buzzer signaling the end of the test does not sound. As I wonder why, I hear a grinding metallic sound from the opponent. She leaps onto me with her one good arm and leg.
What's the matter, number 031? Hurry up and terminate the target.
I do not know what to do. My opponent is acting contrary to her own safety. I grant that this is the only action left to her, but she will destroy herself before inflicting any damage to me. A tactic that puts one's life at risk like that. Putting one's life at risk. What am I saying? We are weapons. We exist to obey orders. We cannot prioritize our self-preservation without a change in those orders. That is why she is challenging me to a fight. She will do so until all of her circuits and servos burn out and she becomes incapable of action. As she grapples with me, I put my hands to her neck and squeeze. I adjust my grip strength limiters to 70% of maximum. The opponent's body makes an abnormal sound. After this, I sense the main lines of the bridge unit snap in half inside the soft structure. The movement stops. Her limbs go flaccid, indicating loss of consciousness. I can see my reflection back in her optic inputs, and have lost their focus and look like black holes. I gasp. The face I see reflected in them is not expressionless. How should this expression be classified? I have seen it somewhere. I have seen it sometimes when number 024 smiles. This face indicates sadness. The buzzer signaling the test and finally rings. The researchers enter the chamber. I'm used to the scene by now.
Oh, that was pretty impressive. You think it's because of the size of her plume? Funny that one little part could make such a difference.
Indeed. Most of it is due to differences in their tactical mentalities. It may be on the cusp of what we would call an ego.
Considering how everything's been going so far, I'm starting to believe more in Persona abilities.
One little part. It is true that the plume of dust installed me comparatively the largest among units of my type. But does this part determine everything about it? Number 024's smile seemed much more human than mine. I found myself opening my mouth to speak. When I realized that the statement I am about to deliver is a protest, I am quick to abort. Was I about to deny the staff's authority? They speak to me. My confusion seems to have gone unnoticed.
Well done, unit number 031. That was an impressive display of destruction. Plus, you cleanly severed its transmitter, leaving the Plume of Dusk unharmed. That's certainly ending things on a high note.
Ending things on a high note? An act of destruction is a high note? The researchers look at each other while holding the petri dish with a bluish-white plate-like object. One of them says, "This is the one."
Alright, number 031. As of today, the test battles are finished.
Huh? It's over?
I cannot help but questioning the unexpected statement.
All the results indicate that you have the very highest performance out of all the units of your model.
I'd say we can go ahead and earmark unit number 031 to be the base for developing the 5th generation.
The base?
It means that you're the winner.
The combat tests are over. Will I no longer be required to fight? A strangely intense sensation of relief fills me. It is not because I won and I earned some kind of reward. When the tests have ended, those of my unit type that are not yet destroyed can escape that fate. Interesting. It seems that I was reluctant to destroy them after all. My priorities have become inverted. Yet, I am so happy that I smile. The researchers notice this expression as well and smile back.
Okay, we're going to begin the usual review of the feedback. So come over here.
Aww. Oh, this can only end in heartbreak though. When the download begins, the memories and thoughts of my recent opponent flow into me along with vivid images. Sifting through battle data has become a routine I've repeated so often that I'm barely conscious to it by now. I peruse the non-combat memories she preserved. It is the landscape of the outdoor area again. At first, I could only vaguely recognize it, but now I can pinpoint exactly where this memory is from. It is near the biggest tree. The memory is of flowers. The image is a small shoot, a budding plant, and a blossoming flower. She must have had an interest in concept of growth. For we machines, the growth of an individual is unknown concept. But one of us took an interest where I had only seen it as part of the landscape. It seems that she too had her own thoughts, unrelated to our orders in battle performance. She simply did not show it. I recall what number 024 said. My own objective and not an order given to me. The twinge in my chest returns. I'll make sure to hold tight to your memories. This was the thought that formed in my mind. Oh, we're back outside. Once again, it's time to spend time outdoors. I quickly meet up with number 024. It seems she was looking for me as well.
Hey, can I talk to you for a while? The lab boys told me today that they were putting the kibosh on the test battles.
I see. It's over then.
Look, I've been thinking. If they end up tossing us out soon because of that, I want to go with you to go see that person you were talking about. The one you wanted to meet. I might even put in a formal request about it to the lab boys.
Number 024 takes my hand, my right hand. I feel it's you, silly. Before I can determine her intent, she pulls a cable from her wrist and connects it to my port in my own. She looks at my face in silence. Thinking that she wants to confirm that the tests are in fact over, I nod. But the data that transfers to me from her to me. The packet that flows through the cable is a single, very small archive file.
If you are still safe when everything is over, open this file.
Number 024 removes the cable, but keeps hold of my hand.
What do you mean, when everything is over? How come I can't look at it now?
If I had to answer, I would say because it wouldn't be fair.
Fair?
She smiles and does not answer. It is the same unsure expression. It is a smile, but there's sadness in it.
It would be wonderful if I could go with you to see her.
Her. So this person you're looking forward to meeting is a girl?
Number 024 nods slowly.
But it's strange. Even though my wish may not come true, I still feel satisfied for some reason. How bizarre. It's a fervent wish of mine, too.
She looks toward the sky and smiles faintly. This time, it contains more than sadness. There are too many emotions for me to parse, and all reflected in that one expression.
I believe in you. I can tell you this because I trust you. Maybe that's why I feel so at peace.
Huh?
Maybe this is what it is to feel alive.
Alive. It has happened again. I do not comprehend the meaning of the word, yet I feel a twinge inside. I look at the sky in an attempt to follow her gaze. There's nothing there to hint at her meaning, but I still wanted to get closer to her. She wishes for me to understand. I want to grant her wish. From then on, we spent our time looking up at the sky in silence. Eventually, the signal that time is up reaches our ears. That is when I noticed that the moon has appeared from behind the laboratory buildings. I see. I thought that the light emanating from the plumes of dust reminded me of something. I don't know what it is. It's very similar to the light of the moon in the night sky. Place a bookmark? No. We've only gone for like 11 minutes. I could have done that in the last episode. Oh well. Good thing about, like, this is the thing about doing blind playthroughs. Like, you don't know where a good stopping point is. You just have to, like, roughly guess it. Sometimes it looks awkward for you guys that play the game. They're like, that's a weird way of stopping. It's like, I don't know when's the next time I get to save. Sun rises and the next day arrives. It's coming out of standby. I'm ordered to enter a shock-resistant chamber once again. From what I am told, it is for a different purpose than the combat test. Feel like she's being deceived. Soon afterwards, the tree researcher who supervised the feedback downloads appear.
Sounds like it's decided. We'll discontinue use of the name Unit Number 031. Generation 5 Labris will be this unit's new name.
Labris.
That's your name. The official one's much longer. Generation 5 Anti-Shadow...
5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon Labris. How hard is that to remember?
Labris.
This designation by a name is not a number. I never questioned being called number 031 until now. Nothing about it seemed awkward. But I wonder why. I'm happy now that I have acquired a name. Even my designation changes, I will not have a concrete effect on my abilities. But by discarding my number for a name, I feel as if no longer of a series with minute variations. I am a discrete individual. That may be why. I find myself smiling as a result.
From now on, the battles you fight will not be to test your performance. They'll be geared toward drawing out a persona. First, you will fight all the remaining units of your model type. Your objective is to destroy them, every last one.
Oh.
Huh?
I'm perplexed at the disconnect between their tone of voice and the specifics of the order. Fight against all remaining units of my model type? Destroy every last one of them?
The fear impulse and self-preservation instinct seem to be the key to activating a persona. This is the most effective method of inducing extreme mental stress.
Stress? Come on, you don't have to go this far.
Huh? Well, that's a first. None of them have ever protested like that. Well, at least that's a sign that its ego is developing.
You told me it was over. I thought I wouldn't have to do these things anymore.
You.
Ain't there some other way? If there is, please, let me do that instead. I don't want to fight him anymore.
The three researchers look at me with apparent surprise on their faces. Did my protest get through them? I hope so, but...
That's a surprise. Such natural speech patterns. I hadn't thought its personality would develop this fast.
All the data's being recorded now. Let's compare them and look at which stages they improve at.
They smile while muttering to themselves. I'm at a complete loss for words. They are not machines but humans. On top of that, they are my creators. Surely they are able to understand what I'm saying. Yet their current expression. Until now, I thought that we were understanding people who treated us as close to humans. I was wrong. I am only an object to them. No matter what I say, they'll only see it as a response to stimulus. Behind their gentle attitudes are nothing more than test subjects they hold no emotional attachment to. They do not focus on what I'm saying. They're only interested in it as a reaction. The researcher ignored my stunned silence and hastily leave the chamber. The figures are hidden behind the hatch. Soon with a terrible low-pitched sound, the hatch on the other side begins to open, right where the opponents come through. Be forced to fight again, and in the days to come, I must continue to destroy my opponents each time. I cannot find the words I want to say, so I turn my head towards the hatch. But what I see there truly leaves me at a loss for words. Number 024, right?
No.
The opponent emerging from the hatch is number 024. There's no smile or sadness on her face. He's quietly standing there, expressionless. Number 024 steps into the chamber while gazing at my face. The hatch slowly closes behind her.
No. Why?
Even I do not know who the question is addressed to. Why is she here? Because she was ordered? Do I have to fight her now? It is not quite sinking in yet, but in a sharp tone I've never heard from her before, she tells me what I must do.
Draw your weapon.
I can't.
If you don't fight, you'll lose. I will end up destroying you. Are you willing to accept that?
Why? Why are you saying this stuff?
Number 024 ignores my question and reaches behind her back, behind her right hand. The multi-use weapon unit releases from her back and becomes a great sword in her hand. It is approximately 1.5 meters, as long as she is tall. It is also alarmingly wide and fitted with propulsion devices. It is difficult to process seeing the weapon pointed at me.
If you fear being destroyed, if you have a heart capable of fear, then there's no need to hesitate. That alone gives you the right to attack me with all your strength.
But doesn't the same go for you?
I cannot help but plead. Number 024 does not answer. And apparently, that is a very small smile formed from her lips.
You said there was someone you wanted to meet. I can't fight you knowing that.
I turn to appeal to the researchers watching us from the other side of the glass wall.
Come on! Stop this! I don't want to fight anymore!
I press against the transparent wall and continue to strike it with my fist. Oh, my safety limiters are disabled. It must be coated with something. I cannot even scratch it. The researchers standing on the other side completely expressionless. It is as if they are machines themselves. I beg and plead, but they do not respond. If only there wasn't this clear glass wall between us. I'm so frustrated. Why? And I hear number 024 speak up weakly behind me.
Only one of us can exit this chamber.
Huh?
They never told you, since you were strong enough, that battles never lasted very long. But that's the rule of this place. The only time the door leading beyond that transparent wall opens is when one of us is considered unable to fight. From the start, this whole setup never took our feelings into account.
Oh, I can say nothing as I see her words. What atrocious battles were forced upon her.
But talking like this is a waste of time. I can see I won't spur you into fighting with just words alone.
As soon as she finishes, number 024 lifts into the air, swinging a sword at me. I quickly jump back and barely dodge the attack. Her sword slashes the space where I've been at the speed that could have killed me. The tip grazes the chamber floor, and sparks fly. She's serious. Finally sinks in. Jump away to put distance between us.
I don't intend to meekly accept my destruction. I have my own goal after all. Now, fight me.
I have no choice but to fight. The thought crosses my mind. In terms of basic combat strength, mine is probably higher. Using my usual tactic, I should be able to destroy her weapon and disable her through her servos to prevent her from attacking. Number 024's ego is without doubt more highly developed than mine. It must be of value to the researchers. If I can render her incapable of acting, I may be able to avoid the order to destroy her when she is down. I decide to bet on that possibility. Oh, Labrys. I shift my priorities to fight back with all my strength. I cannot do this empty-handed. I remove my own multifunction weapon from my back and shape it into a battle axe. It pains me to do this, but it is the only way. Repel number 024's persistent sword strikes and go for a counterattack. I did not see the eye. I aim for the great sword's clasp with my battle axe. After a number of hits, it shatters. Next target is transmission system for her shoulder and knee joints. In terms of output and movement itself, I detect various differences between us. Among those of my unit type, I awaken latest. Compared to number 024, only my personality module and my limbs as well have been upgraded to the latest versions. It is only a matter of time. Number 024 loses virtually all offensive capabilities and falls to the floor. As I planned, number 024 is mostly undamaged, apart from her weapon and motor functions. I immediately turned toward the researchers behind the invisible wall and raised my voice.
Isn't this enough? She had that ego thing way before me. Destroying her won't do anyone any good. Come on, have a heart.
While hearing this, the researchers only laugh. The faces are joyous as when they see results that surpass their expectations. Why? What is one the situation could cause such joy? Number 024's body collapsed on the floor, suddenly begins to convulse. It goes still for a few seconds, then although it should not be able to move, drags itself up.
Huh? What the?
Unpleasant metallic sounds are coming from all over her body. It indicates that she is undergoing unreasonable stress. So no expression appears on number 024's face. This cold, doll-like void, a similar appearance to a newly activated unit. You know, as soon as I look at her, she would never make a face like this on her own.
What did you do to her?
It'll be coming at you with everything it has now. You better not hold back either. Number 024 had an excellent record against others of its model. Even you might have a hard time beating this one, Labrys.
I unconsciously found myself biting my lip. We are weapons. In other words, we are tools. Of course there would be a means to issue orders remotely. Recall what the one researcher said. The most effective method of inducing extreme mental stress. In other words, the more strongly I desire number 024's survival, the stronger my reaction will be when I'm forced to destroy her. That's why they laughed. I can sense the strength draining from my shoulders. There's nothing more I can attempt. All I can do is end her. Oh. Behind me, number 024, or rather, her animated shell approaches me, slim shaking. I suppress all thoughts unrelated to tactics and slowly turn around. My body goes cold. My arms moves into position as if controlled by someone else and ready my weapon. Oh, Labrys. It was not a close fight. Once I decided to finish this, once I resolved to stop her, Number 024, as she is now, stood no chance against me. I fall to my knees next to number 024. Elizabeth shattered. She will never rise again. My processors are overloaded with things I cannot understand. I feel as if all processing has slowed. Number 024 is turned to the ceiling.
Hey, are you not gonna look at me anymore? You're not gonna smile again?
I did not expect her to respond, but number 024's face moved slightly. I stare at her without knowing how to react. She turns her gaze to me and smiles.
I'm sorry to leave you alone. I leave the rest to you.
Those were the last words she spoke. Can't believe this. There's a smile on number 024's dead face. She is smiling at the one who destroyed her and robbed her of her dream. All at once, everything hits me in a torrent of emotions and data. I've lost her. I did it. I took everything from her. My vision begins to fade. My thoughts go with it. I cannot determine whether the lights are actually dimming or if that is only my perception. It is too much to handle. I collapse to the ground helplessly like a crumbling statue. Oh. Next time I awaken, I'm lying inside a cage. Since I was carried out of the test chamber, the download of number 024's feedback data is about to begin. The researchers seem to have taken a sudden loss of consciousness seriously and confined in a cage instead of sitting in the usual maintenance chair. The researchers have to keep repeating the word interesting. This is how they react when extreme mental stress is induced. I can hear their voice clearly. They seem to derive pleasure from the fact that I lost consciousness due to mental stress rather than physical damage. Cables are connected to my body one after another. The data download begins. All those number 024's information, combat data, virus records, and the memories she experienced. All of it flows into me. Oh, eyes wide in surprise. Everything is so vibrant. It's so clear it is indistinguishable from actually experiencing them. This is my first time I received memories with such vivid images. All of the images are linked to records of the emotions she felt in relation to them. They are so strongly linked that my screening protocols cannot distinguish them from human thought. The outdoor area where we spend time. The big tree whose branches we examined. The sound of water we heard periodically. Snowy running around playing. As I relieve number 024's experience, I pick up on an unfamiliar voice. There's no associated image data. Only the voice can be heard. It is a female voice. There's a female researcher at this facility, but this voice belongs to a younger person, still in human development stages.
I know the world is a big place. And I know that there's a lot of people in it. But I won't be able to see it for myself, or meet many of them. I know that too. I'm too weak for that.
Our speeches differ from researcher and those of my unit type. It is very similar to my own speech output. Oh
Thinking
no.
about it has made me sad more than once. But I didn't want to do nothing and be left with regrets.
Was this a researcher's daughter that died? And they put the speech pattern into Lapras?
That was when my mom and dad looked into some options. And we decided to go with this experiment.
Oh no.
If even a sick girl like me could make herself useful to others in this world, I thought I ought to go for it.
Who could this be? I know only that she is female. She is in a situation where a condition prevents her from moving freely. It seems that instead of lamenting that fact, she has decided to volunteer for an experiment of some kind. How did number 024 hear this voice? Does she know this person? I wish I could ask her, but that is no longer possible.
At first, I kept wondering how much I could really contribute. But after hearing more and more about the program, I started to wonder about the others more myself.
Others? It's strange, but when I hear that, I feel number 024's heart raver. Was she surprised? Perhaps even I feel something unexplainable.
And yeah, my big wish is to make myself useful to this world. But the ones born from me... Is born the right word for it? Kind of embarrassing. My other wish is that the ones born from me are happy. I doubt I'll be able to talk to them in person or stay with them, but I still wish from the bottom of my heart that they all have happy lives.
Oh, people's voices have unique characteristics. In the past, I would have expressed it as an invariance in waveform, but each has what could be called its own texture and temperature to it. This voice sounds very warm and kind. I'd like to listen to more of it. The speech ends there. There are no more related memories from number 024. While the cables disconnect, I decide to search the archives for results matching that voice. Sadly, there are no results, but during the search, I suddenly remember something. The archive given to me by number 024 last night. I quickly open the folder and find a single text file inside.
If you are reading this, then I have most likely been destroyed. It may be that you already understand the concept of guilt, but you have done nothing wrong.
Oh. You're still safe when everything is over. She must have meant if I defeated her in combat. Number 024 knew what would happen to those who lost in the trial. What emotions was she feeling then? What was going through her mind as she prepared for this file? I feel something wrench inside my chest.
I happened to access certain data during the feedback treatment and learned something. Artificially creating a personality from scratch is very difficult, though they hope to achieve it in 2 generations. But those of our model were actually made from the template of a certain girl's personality. That includes you and I. She had left a recording for the units created using her personality. A message for those of us who did not yet exist. That's what I heard. She speaks in a strange way, like you. I thought, we really are connected to her.
I think about that unknown voice. I expect when the voice was related to our development after all. The owner of that voice was speaking to us.
The one who gave birth to us loved us. When I understood that, I felt like my eyes were opened. Though my life was filled with suffering, my birth had meaning. I firmly believe that. I want to meet her. I need to tell her thank you for giving birth to us and for loving us. This was not an order from the scientists. It was an objective I made for myself. So if you can understand my feelings, I'd like you to do this in my stead. Give our mother my thanks.
How number 024 must have wanted to meet this girl who she saw as our mother. She must have longed to thank the girl in person. They are within me. The art tells me so. During the first time she was ordered to destroy her sisters, this wish must have been her only hope. Yet it did not come true. It shattered it. I shattered it. The one she herself said was the only thing who understood her. She must have been devastated. The letters end in the way that I least expected it.
Though we knew each other for only a short time, I'm glad I met you. I feel the same right now as our mother did. I wish from the depths of my heart for you to be happy.
That's so sad. I'm shocked. How can she feel the way towards someone who may one day destroy her? I realized that the visual input from my optics is experiencing distortion for some unknown reason. An unfamiliar source of water trickles down my cheek.
Labris, is she crying?
So she is. I can't believe we're actually seeing a machine being driven to tears.
But its mental graphs are clearly abnormal. What kind of information did it download?
Who knows? That's one thing the graphs can't tell us.
We should take care to limit our studies to just the battle data. It doesn't need any sentimental memories. You can delete those. Why make a weapon so emotional that it can cry?
Whoa. Oh. Delete them? Something roars within me. Drowns the feelings for number 024 and our mother that had filled my heart.
Delete! Like hell you're deleting my memories!
Under no circumstance will I allow what number 024 left me to be deleted for their convenience. I will not forgive this selfishness. I have been treated callously by the researchers in this laboratory. They gave us hearts. They made us destroy those of our unit type as enemies. They killed our sisters at their command. If we refused, our desires were overridden. We became their puppets. The wishes of the girl who desired our happiness were not taken into consideration. Now, in the few memories of that number 024, my sisters and I have accumulated, about to be erased like trash. While the aim is to develop our ego, we find it convenient for us to have real hearts. These feelings within me may be erased. Perhaps too my heart itself. If that happens, will I resume killing my sisters without hesitation? What is at least favorable is that the proof that number 024 had lived, the last wishes will be permanently lost. My hands are squeezed into tight fists to make a small grinding noise. All that number 024 found for herself was left to me. I'll carry that out as my own now. I'll burn it into my heart as my goal. It's a duty I impose on myself gladly. Nothing will make me surrender it. It must be fought for. It must be fought for. Rather, it must be protected, even if it means fighting.
What the? Its emotions are spiking into the red. I've never seen anything like this.
Hey, what's that warning? No. Labris is in battle mode?
What? That can't be. There aren't any enemies. We're the only ones here.
I'm able to release all my limiters despite being inside the cage. Researchers monitoring me on their tablets seem perplexed and alarmed by this. They should be. They are witnessing an override of the principle of non-aggression toward humans. They are flustered and too panicked to speak clearly as they announce that an emergency has occurred. One of them steps away from the cage. Hammond and reaches for a switch with warning labels around it. Suddenly, restraints appear to bind my limbs.
Are you saying those mental fluctuations were enough to override the OS's restrictions?
That plume's playing pranks on us. Hey, hurry up and delete those memories.
These memories on my heart are not unnecessary. Oh my god, Lapras. I'm about to cry, bro.
I think we are!
Something I have not felt until now. A sensation like heat spreads throughout my body. A trembling, burning wave rises within me. Soon afterwards, I realize this is an emotion. There's no name for this feeling. It's anger. I route all my strength into my restrained limbs. Restraints are designed to withstand up to twice our calculated maximum output. And to escape is therefore logically doomed to failure. Even so, I continue to muster my strength. It's not because I judge it as a viable course of action. I'm not merely executing an order. I'm acting based on my emotions. It does not matter if the restraints can be destroyed or not. I wish to destroy them. Mental parts in both my limbs and restraints begin to creak.
How's it doing that? There's no way those things are strong enough to break the restraints.
It's outputting over 220% of its theoretical strength limit, even though its joint actuators are operating at only 70% capacity.
That's not possible. That doesn't even make any sense. What's driving this thing?
I'm not gonna let you take those memories! I made her a promise!
Oh boy. This moment, a rupturing sound like a small explosion shakes the entire womb. Metallic bands restrain my arms and legs shatter. I jump out of the cage and run toward the open door. I must escape from here. Let's get out and see the girl who loved us, when we are not yet created. To fulfill number 024's wish, which has now become mine. When I enter the hallway connected to the outdoor area, I'm with barricades and heavy artillery. My sister units, and I have never been equipped with firearms. I recall it being due to concerns over a unit's mentality affecting the accuracy of its aim. Instead, without giving short-range weaponry, chain arm and other implements in my case, they are not sufficient to deal with the range of its firearms. However, I do have a countermeasure. Using my flexibility and adapting to situations of my developed mind, I dodge the complex projectile trajectories and destroy the opposition. Eventually, I reach the end of a hallway and exit the outdoor area. I've not seen this environment before. The trees are the same species as those that grow near the facility. These specimens are much larger. Where am I? The question did not cross my mind up until now. Where am I? Where are we? I cannot use the GPS that should be installed in me. It means the Reacher facility blocks GPS signals outside of its walls. This is probably to prevent its location from being pinpointed. Is there anything in the environment that can help me determine my location? The blue sky that I'm seeing for the first time is stunning, but irrelevant. And I notice a periodic sound of liquid in the distance. Ah, that's the sound of the ocean. The answer came easily to my mind. One of my sisters was taking an interest to it and learned what it was. My sisters are helping to keep me alive now. When I think of it that way, burning feeling rises from deep within my chest. And none of what I can see in my surroundings are helpful. Is there anything else on which I can determine my location? Any landmarks or signposts? I scan my surroundings while running past. These trees obstructing my view are a unique species. That may be a hint. I review the tree's characteristics once more and run through another search on them. I attempt this once again, but there is much more data available to me now. Once again, results come easily. The variety of tree is known as cedar. It is found in many habitats, but cedars here are unique. The tree's shape and the age implies is so different that nearly separate species. If that is because of differences in the environment, it may be useful in determining my location. That's when an unfamiliar sound reaches my ears. A heavy rumble of what sounds like a motor. It means that they have dispatched a vehicle to pursue me. I expected this. The response was swift. It seems they had measures in place in the event of one of us escape. When the vehicle stops behind me, fully armed personnel pour out of it. They move to surround me from both left and right. It is an obvious response. No matter how much power I may have, I am alone. The optimal solution would be to overwhelm me with numbers. Try to shake them off running faster. But soon afterwards, I reach the main gate of the laboratory, a high steel edifice. It is tightly sealed. A number of heavily armed guards are protecting it. Stop. There's nowhere else to go.
Labrys, come back here. You're too useful a unit to destroy. You need to get back here to be regulated. That's your role in all this.
It cannot be destroyed here. It cannot be captured either. It will surely delete my memories. It will take my wish and everything else that was given to me. What purpose even is there in avoiding destruction if that is what awaits me? The only option available is whether my wishes dies with me or whether it is stolen away.
I ain't gonna let you destroy me. And not just because I don't want to be destroyed.
The moment I focus my concentration to remove the limiters on my board weaponry, and since an unknown strength strives within me. Directly afterwards, something that cannot be quantified fills my body and the surrounding area.
Huh? What the?
The pursuit vehicle suddenly stops. The research staff gets off one after another, shocked.
This reading, is it on the verge of a persona reaction?
Shit, it's awakened? Ah, damn it, why now?
Well, at least this proves that mental stress is the key to activating a persona.
Who cares about that right now? It's not fully awakened yet, but with it still unstable, we don't know what it's capable of.
I'm intrigued by this statement.
Persona?
I knew that we had the means. I was not aware of controlling anything. I do not know if it could be called a power, and I do not know how to use it. I can tell that the others are afraid. I seize the opportunity and run toward the main gate. There's a slight possibility that I can reach the door without attracting any gunfire and vault over the door with my legs and chain arm. The moment I reach the gate, I launch my chain arm towards the upper threshold of the door. The moment my arm grabs the ledge, something emerges. Much greater power touches the door as well. Suddenly the door crumples like paper. A large hole forms from the upper half.
Now it's done it!
We need to hurry! If it's that strong already, we won't be able to stop it once its persona completely awakens!
That's... persona.
I quickly regain my senses, burst out of the facility and single-mindedly jump outside. My feet touch the ground of the outside world for the first time. Will most likely not let me escape. Fortunately, the door is badly damaged. It should take time until it can be open enough for vehicles to pass through. I need to gain as much distance and time as possible, and then I realize I do not have a destination in mind. Where's the girl number 024 wish to see? Where can I go to meet her? Only clue I have is the idiosyncrasies of the girl's speech. I've learned the distinct speech patterns are often associated with specific regions. I should begin traveling to see where that style of speech is common. It is reckless, but I feel confident. At the very least, I can get closer to the girl than I am now. Although my situation is dire, I'm unable to pursue. Internally, I'm cheerful. There's a bounce in my step. For some reason, I cannot remain calm. Place a bookmark. Yeah. This is a lot longer than I thought, so we're going to leave the other episode here. I am sorry that there is no fights in the last two episodes, but these have been very packed with story. A lot of backstory on Labris, so probably the last episode will be the finale for Labris story, but these are very long and very emotional. But leaving it here. I hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. If you have, please leave a like, comment, and share. That always helps out against that pesky YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to join the Moonlight Army today. Hit that bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video. If you guys want to stalk me on my social medias, the links will be in the description box below. I do also have a voice acting channel, so if you're into that or interested, the link will be in the description box below or in the ending screen coming right up. But I'll see you guys in the next episode. So, take care, guys. Bye-bye.